Okay, so good morning. This is Bren the Pokey Hiker. It is Saturday, the 13th of May, 2018. I am in the Catskills and getting ready to hike on Overlook Mountain, the Overlook Mountain spur leading to the old Overlook Mountain house and fire tower. This is my first larger hike of the year, and I just want to show off. This is also the first time I'm using my new pack, which is the Osprey Talon 33. Yeah, that's my inReach you see there that makes everybody else happy because I could care less, but I suppose I would care if I fell and broke my leg and needed to be rescued. And of course there's my good old black diamond poles. This hike's supposed to be just under 5 miles from trailhead back. It's an out and back, so we'll see how it goes. As of today, I am down to 289, which puts me at my hiking weight. Anything 290 and below, I'm comfortable enough to go hiking. So, it is a bit cool. It's just below 50 degrees out here. I do have a couple of extra shirts in my bag, a base layer, and a long sleeve wicking shirt from the Overlook Mountain Club. Such a handy little item. So I'm going to get packed up and we're going to head on out. I hope you enjoy. Why, oh why, did I not just stick with my nature preserves? My nice, calm, simple nature preserves with benches. No, I'm a pokey hiker. I can do a fire tower trail. I can climb mountains. I'm a fucking idiot is what I am. Oh, this sucks. All I can say is that damn view from the top better fucking be worth it. So, we're at the 2-hour mark, and tracker says I've gone 1.5 miles. Supposedly, I only got 0.2 more of a mile to hit that junction and be right at the Overlook Mountain house ruins. You have no idea how many times I wanted to just stop and go back. Declare defeat. It's like this mountain would never stop going straight up. But I'm getting closer. Getting closer. The breeze feels good. Can't believe it's taken this long to get this far, but it's all uphill. Every freaking step has been uphill. It's gonna be nice heading back, because it'll be all downhill, man. And I'm gonna time it and see just how long it takes me to get back down. Man. Alright. Time to get walking again. Holy shit. There it is. The ruins of the attempted third incarnation of the Overlook Mountain house. It's in sight. I'm almost freaking there. Oh boy. Oh my gosh. Oh, I made it. I made it. Overlook Mountain, summit, and fire tower. The Fire Tower Challenge does not require me to climb that sucker. Just get here. And I made it. I freaking made it. Oh my goodness. I did it. Oh. I'm going to be a little careful here. Don't want to twist an ankle. Get cocky that I made it and forget the fact you still got to watch all my footings. You know? Holy shit. Alright. Let's take some gear off. So we're having a little break here. But I am not walking over to the scenic view. I get lots of scenic views. I do not need to kill myself for another scenic view. I say that, but maybe once I've cooled down, rested for a little bit, you know. Whew. Alright, let's see. There it is. Overlook Fire Tower. And here I am on the top of Overlook Mountain. I made it. What a freaking miracle. I'm telling you, had to be at least 10, 15 times I wanted to turn back, surrender. I've tried twice to go up Slide Mountain and failed. And I was so sure on this one I was going to end up that way. I probably took as much time resting as I did hiking. But I'm up here. I made it. And I know it is all downhill from here. Whew. Okay, I gotta get a couple of selfies with the tower. Take a little breather. And then I'll reset my timer for heading down to see how long it takes me. It took me, let's see. I only have two hands and one of them's holding a camcorder. There we go. 2 hours and 50 minutes to get to the top. Almost 3 hours. Whew. So I'll check it again when I get ready to head down and see how long it takes me to actually get downhill for those, what is it, like 2.5 miles, I guess. Alright, this is Pokey. I did it. Number 1 on my Catskill Fire Tower Challenge. Number 2 on the combination of Adirondack Catskill Fire Tower Challenge. Knocked off another Catskill Trail for the Catskill Trails Challenge. And my own personal bragging rights, personal accomplishments, whatever. I did it. I did it. Oh, here, I'll give you one last thing here. Let me flip this around so I can see. Have some Catskills. Well, I heard Shawgunk was another mountain range down in this area. Still. Yeah, I'm too beat. I am much too gassed to go hunting the extra time to get to the scenic outlook. But that's alright. Oof. Hello, you beautiful thing. Blessed mercies on high, there's the trailhead. So, I'm home. It's about 4 hours post-hike. Maybe 5. There's a few things that did not come out on video or in pictures that I just wanted to add in. There was one point, I want to say about an hour and a half into the hike. I sat down and I was there probably 5 minutes. And I just was so discouraged. I just didn't think I could finish. I really thought I had to turn around. I just did not believe I was going to be able to do it. Sometimes, it wasn't a case of going from pole to pole or corner to corner. Sometimes it was just, I'm going to get to that rock 10 feet in front of me, 5 feet in front of me even. And then I'd stop. And just try to get breathing under control, get my strength. I'm really amazed I actually finished it. And coming down, the entire way up, I thought, coming down is going to be a breeze, little bit of watching your steps, and making sure to do side steps, so as to not to strain the legs, but yeah, it wasn't quite that easy. It ended up taking almost 3 hours to get to the top, and it took an hour and 15 minutes to get back down. So, but coming down was just, it wasn't as much of a bear as going up, of course, but because of the steepness, and because my legs were so gassed, so tired, I had to be careful, really careful coming down, that I didn't take too big a step and risk falling. Because really, I'll tell you what, every time I put my foot down, it was a question of whether or not the leg was going to hold up or if it was just going to collapse right out underneath me. Immediately coming down, I had the lactic acid burn in the shins, and so I just knew then, this wasn't going to be the world's easiest trip down. I did have to stop a few times coming down. Some of it just to get rid of the lactic acid. Some of it was just to calm myself down, because I really was quite concerned that my legs were going to give out. And one time my knee did say, you know what, I'm not locking up here, I'm going to keep going. And I did almost stumble. Actually, I did stumble, but I was able to keep from falling. It had rained a lot yesterday, so the ground was wet, or should I say really damp. And for the most part, I'd say over 90% of the trail was fine for hiking. Maybe even 95. But there'd just be a couple of spots where you had just exposed round rock, flat rock even, that could be slippery. And you kind of had to go around it. There was a few spots like that. But yeah, coming down, it was baby steps. My boots weren't as tight as I wanted them to be, so there was a lot of movement in the toe box. And I was just way too gassed to sit down and readjust them. Those are my old REI boots, my first boots. I think my next hike I'm going to take the Merrells, which had been bought as a replacement. And I really don't use them for hiking. I use them more for winter boots. But I'm going to give those a try next time to see if maybe I get a tighter grip around my feet. I had bought these new hiking socks on Amazon. and I liked them. I've worn them for daily use. But for hiking, they weren't so bad. I still ended up with a blister on my little toe. And there were a couple of painful spots on near my big toe and at the ball of foot. But I'll have to look at the moleskins and see where I have to put them for future hikes. And I think a lot of that was the fact that my feet were just moving around inside the boots. Yet another reason I had to go so slow down. There were dozens and dozens of people on the trail. A lot of encouragement from the people who had passed me going up and passed me as they were coming back, and I was still going up. I did luck out. There, one of those groups that had gone up and had come back down. The bugs, man, oh my god, the freaking no-see-ums, gnats, whatever they were. They thought my ears were just going to be where they were going to nest. I was hot, I was sweaty, and because of the way I'd had to extend the belt for the hip belt, it wasn't easy to get my pack on and off. And I was just, ugh. So I asked the guys, hey, can you get into the back of my pack? And they were real good, and they got my little bug net out, covers the head. And after that, boy, it really made the trail more tolerable, because now I wasn't constantly fighting these freaking little bugs. And I did have a couple of women coming up the hill who complimented me that I was smart, that I had my little bug net, because, of course, they were getting chomped, too, or buzzed at. And, I said, fashion doesn't exist on the trail. You're not on the trail to be fashionable. No. Functionality. Dogs. I didn't see dogs going up until I got to the summit. And all of a sudden, it was like somebody made a giant announcement, bring your dogs. Before I got off the summit, there were 3 dogs. By the time I got down, I had seen another half dozen. And there was everything. There was big dogs. There was medium dogs, beagles. There was a little pocket dog. So it was kind of nice, pet the dogs. Hi, doggies. Yeah. But, yes, it's called the Overlook Spur Trail. It really should have been named the Chipmunk Trail, because I had to see at least 40 baby chipmunks scampering about up and down in the brush and across the trail, and I saw one squirrel. That's it. Now, normally squirrels greatly outnumber chipmunks around here, so I was just very surprised to see so many chipmunks and only the one squirrel. There was a sign at the trailhead warning about timber rattlesnakes. I did not see any, thank you very much. And the one time I had to come off trail to take care of business, I banged my poles together, I poked at the ground, I did everything I could to make sure that Mr. Rattlesnake was not anywhere nearby before I took care of business. Would I do Overlook again? Oh no. Oh no. That was torture. From about 1/10 of a mile in to the end, that was absolute torture. But it's over. I probably bit off more than I could chew. Starting out after 3.5 years, actually, of not hiking, to pick something like a moderate mountain was pretty stupid on my part. The Van Dyke Preserve I had done a couple weeks ago was, nothing. It was like crossing a parking lot. So, to pick that as my first trail was pretty dumb on my part. I'm probably going to push the other 3 that I had in mind back and stick more toward shorter, smaller trails. More the ones that are considered easy day hikes, because, easy is a relative term. When you're 289 pounds, an easy trail for others is a moderate trail, or even a difficult trail for you. For me, my legs don't have all the strength they used to have when I did more hiking. So I think instead of racing towards like Goodnow Mountain or some of the other ones that I had picked out, I'm probably going to go back and look at some of the smaller mountains, some of the smaller, shorter, easier day hikes, and get some more experience in, get some more time in. How did my new pack work? This was the maiden voyage for that Osprey Talon 33. It worked good. I got to play with the hip belt again. You know, the belt doesn't quite reach, so I've had to jury rig a couple of things to get the belt to work. But I will say, at the trailhead when I was starting out, and I got that pack on and set up, as soon as I had that hip belt connected, and this is the first one that I've truly used the hip belt on, my Camelback Daystar did not have a hip belt, and that's my main hiking pack was. Once I got that on, holy cow, I didn't feel my backpack at all. It was loose on the shoulders, and I was not feeling any of the weight. Picking up the pack, I felt the weight. I'm like, shit, I need to stop packing so much stuff. But once I had it up and secured, it was like nothing. It really was. My Black Diamond trekking poles worked great, as usual. I love them. It's one of my best investments because they help me with balance, they keep my arms moving, and to me they just make the hike a lot easier to do. So yeah, I was gassed getting down. I got back to the car, and it was like all I could do to get the pack off and in the trunk. And it's a small parking lot, and it's a very popular trail, so you got the people doing the circle, trying to get you to move your car so they could take that spot. So I was kind of working on trying to get out of there. I didn't even change out of my hiking boots back into my sneakers before I left the trail area. I did that once I got to a rest area and got something to eat. I was not hungry on the trail. It was only 4 hours, but usually when I'm on a trail, as soon as I hit a summit or something, I'm looking for food. So I had a small handful of nuts and berry mix that I'd picked up at the local corner store in the morning, but that was about it. And of course my water. And this is rambling on and on, but it was fun in retrospect. Going through it, I was like, oh no, kill me now, kill me now. And like I said, there had to be at least 10 times I wanted to turn back, and seriously wanted to turn back. But I persevered, and I made it. And that Overlook Mountain house, I had a video, but it didn't seem to come through. It had been originally built in 1871, burned to the ground in 1874, rebuilt, and then in the 1920s it burned again. So, kind of like the Three Little Pigs, wood wasn't cutting it, so they decided they're going to build it out of concrete. So they actually had the entire outer frame done, but it was in the late 20s. You had the Depression, the Wall Street crash, the Depression, and the expansion of the railroads, both further distance and further speed, faster speed, allowed those people that normally would go to the Catskills from New York City, they could get up to Saratoga in the same amount of time that they used to get to Catskills, and other points. So the Catskills were starting to lose some of the luster. So I think it's a combination of the change in clientele and, of course, the financial aspect of the depression. They just were never able to finish it, and so it just sits there now as a giant ruins. It's much bigger than I thought. I thought it would be just like a foundation, maybe a wall, a facade, but they actually had the entire facade all the way around done. So I think it's going to be a long time before that crumbles down. It was pretty interesting to see. Pretty interesting to see. Uh, so, anyway, I hope everybody had a good time. I'm sorry about the audio quality. This is a tiny little handheld camcorder, and I guess if I get more than a couple of feet away from it, you can't really pick me up on the microphone very well. So, yeah. I think the next time I go, I'm just going to leave this camcorder at home, this little HP, and just do everything strictly on my PowerShot Elf that I just bought, and see how that goes. So, alright, have a great day, and thanks for watching.